What's good, tribe? Welcome back to a Legacy Generational Message.
Go ahead and be free
And never look back to me. Why you looking at him? I'm thinking about me.
Go ahead and be free
And never look back to me. One more time, one more time.
The past is in the past.
One more time. Because they're short songs, you know. And when you like what you're playing, you know you gotta run it back again. You know, it's like what Bob Marley say. When you hear the music, you feel no pain.
Why you think about him? I'm thinking about me. We free.
Go ahead and be free. And never look back to me. Why you think about him? I'm thinking about me. Go ahead and be free. And never look back to me.
The past is in the past.
Time is moving fast. Only the real will ever last. Lesson learned, more money earned. There's no pain for me. I love being free. You took your love away. What that got to do with me? I'm glad you an ex. I will never be vexed. This is just a test. I ace cause I love me some me. Thank you for a monkey branch and showing me a thing or two.
Why you think about him? I'm thinking about me.
There's an elephant in the room.
Go ahead and be free
And never look back to me. While you think about him, I'm thinking about me. Go ahead and be free and never look back to me.
All I want is for people to be happy.
If that's not with me, I'm still very happy. I'm a spiritual man. That means I'm not attached to any vanity or human deities. The Most High is for me, my heavenly Father.
I'm my savior, my creator. Nothing else matters. Enjoy your
Flesh desires, have that cake and eat it. You reap what you sow. Shout out to you, ho.
Why you think about him? I'm thinking about me. We free.
Go ahead and be free and never look back to me. Why you think about him? I'm thinking about me. Go ahead and be free and never look back to me. That is We Free by Cade Universe. You can find it on this channel and you can find it on Living Conscious. There's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room and we gonna make sure we address that shit. There's an elephant in the room. You hear it? There's an elephant in the room. We free, we free. It's gonna be a good discussion today, y'all. Take a seat. Miss me with the bullshit. Time is money. Working for the legacy. These are legacy generational streams. Time is money. Working for the legacy. The spirit of fear don't live here. I'm crystal clear. I'm Mr. CKU.
That's right. Enjoying these source views.
I'm divine, I stay on time. I know I'm in alignment. I know when niggas lying. The Most High tells me that's my faja.
Only true power. Emperor
Of the animal dynasty, an emperor with a new groove. I can't lose, I'm too smooth, no loose screws. Walk with grace since you are a fool.
Take a seat. Miss me with the bullshit.
Time is money, working for the legacy. Take a seat. Miss me with the bullshit. Time is money, working for the legacy.
What y'all niggas don't know?
I'm that nigga that know.
That's right. Rebuking poverty. Facts.
It all starts with the mind. Shout out to the blind. I know you live a lie
You gotta pay me.
to entertain your lies. I'm in motion like this money velocity. I be booming in the boom economy. You Stockholm Syndrome niggas got nothing on me. Pick up a financial book, I bet you won't read
You better be
about your legacy.
Take a seat.
Miss me with the bullshit. Time is money. Working for the legacy. Take a seat. Miss me with the bullshit. Time is money. Working for the legacy. Hey, it's my grand rising Medi, son. That's my grand rising Medi. Soon as I wake up, working for the legacy, man. You know us, man. Gotta let our nuts hang. We gotta let our nuts hang. Thank y'all for everybody tuning into this Legacy Generation Wealth message. It's for the KU. It is for the KU. What is our title today, guys? This is K the Wiseman, K the Landlord, K the Human Crystal. You already know this ain't financial advice. I'm your spiritual advisor. I'm your spiritual mentor. I'm your big brother, your little brother, and I'm your father on the internet. We definitely be kicking game about blockchain, rental income, and commodities. Once again, these are legacy generational wealth message. So if you wanted the peasant messages, if you wanted the trilateral Diddy messages and whatnot, the trilateral club is to the room to the left. Go to the room to the left if you want to be part of the trilateral club. All right, this is legacy generational wealth streams. This is about men that are developing themselves into their true character, women that are developing themselves into their true character. All right, if you're not about real, if you're about the fake, these streams is not for you. You might as well get off right now because not everybody see opportunity in legacy. Not everybody see opportunity of wealth. Not everybody see opportunity in being bold, brave, and free. All right, so if you're not that bold, brave, and free American, this stream is not for you. So shout out to my brothers and sisters that are still here with us. All right, so my brothers and sisters, what we talking about today, especially for my brothers, man. This is definitely a message for my brothers. What kind of women deserves you? All right, what kind of women deserves you? Okay, I'm gonna start a poll right now, man. What kind of woman deserves you? Submissive. I like it toxic. I want to see what's going on with my brother's mind. Because that's where it all starts with. It all starts with the mind. It all starts with the mind. Shout out to Jackson. It all starts with the mind. Shit. Matter of fact, while we getting that poll going, I want to play one more song. I want to play Legacy one more time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I told you that's like my morning anthem because that's what we do it for. We do it for the legacy. We do it for ourselves. We do it for our family. We know every day that we're brightening up our reality. The stimuli, the environment try to shit on us and have us go into more submission. But no, when life applies pressure, we apply that shit back. We apply it back. Oh, actually, I'm gonna play Feminine Gal because it's gonna go well for the stream. Oh, we only got 2 messages so far. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh shit! So we got one man that said I like it toxic, so he gay, and then we got one man up in here that say he like it submissive, so he's straight. She love my masculine energy. She love how I make her mind, emotions and body feel. She love my masculine energy. She love how I make her mind, emotions and body feel.
Me no like masculine woman. Masculine woman don't like me. Them can't control me, and them want control.
And them is not the goal.
Me like who like me. Me have no time for
Who don't like me? Me love feminine gal and feminine gal love me. She love to listen. She love to listen. She love the way I lead. She love this energy. She love this energy.
She love to entertain me with feminine energy.
She knows
it's the only way to
keep a man like me.
She loves natural beauty. She loves originality.
Just like me.
She understands the order of creation. Her feminine energy.
She allows her to see how amazing a man like me to be.
Yeah, man.
Me love feminine gal. Me love feminine gal.
Feminine gal love me. She love my masculine energy.
She love how I make her mind, emotions and body feel.
Feminine gal love me. She love my masculine energy.
And that's the type of women you guys deserve. A submissive woman.
Me no only man she want. Me take everything
With a grain of salt, she tell me, she show me,
She
she
love
love
me,
me.
respect me. She knows if she disrespect me,
She gets let go.
she knows I got a
Walk
lot
with
of wisdom
grace.
from hoes.
Hoes come and go, and real ones know not to fuck this up. When you know better,
You will always do better. She knows I will make her like better.
so she makes my life better too by listening and following through with what I tell her to do. Having breakthroughs after breakthroughs. This is for my legacy. This is my conditionality. Do right by me, and I do right by you. And remember, source is always between us two. God always has to be in your relationship, my brothers. You work for God. She works for God too. She love how I make her mind, emotions and body feel. Bumbleclot. All right. Back to more of this legacy generational stuff, man. The energy is amazing, guys. Every single day as we're doing God's work, we're leveling up in this godly human GTA game. Every day that you do the devil's work, you are leveling down with the devil or leveling up, however y'all want to consider that. But once again, the Trilateral Club is to the left. It is to the left. So I'm glad that you guys already understand and overstand that the kind of woman that you deserve is a submissive one. And you men that click the submissive the submissive uh, selection for the poll. I appreciate y'all because y'all men that are actually working on your greatest version. You guys are taking full accountability, responsibility over your life. So therefore, you deserve what you know you deserve, which is feminine energy. You know, if you're being your greatest masculine energy, not every man deserves women. All right, not every man deserves women because and every man and most men that are in a fantasy, they think they're that there's a woman out there for every man, and that's not necessarily the truth. It comes down to your masculinity. That's how the world of the mammal kingdom for masculine men in human form operate. It comes down to you being your most masculine version, and then through that, and God, you can have as many women as you want. You have as many women that buy into the process, right? That understands that you pay the cost to be the boss, and they want to be with the winner. You right? They want to be with the most masculine king, emperor, chief of the village. It don't fucking matter. But what matters is you being your greatest version because not every man. It's natural selection and it's all about the strongest, right? It's survival of the fittest. Not every man can get a woman because he's not really being a man. Like if you a man just simply trading time for money and you're not multiplying that money, you are losing in the forever evolving world of men that are six-figure earners, seven-figure earners, and so on and so forth. And it's not just a job in which that they're using. Yes, they're utilizing their job still because job is fuel for your assets, business, and corporation. But those men are separate from the men that only know how to give away their time, right? And so those men who actually are of the true is more of value to the marketplace that can do other things than give their time away. Yeah, those are the men that will get more of that submissive woman in which that a lot of men want to have, but you will never have because you're not being your most masculine version. Because that's the only way you can get feminine energy is by being your most masculine version, bro. And if you're not getting that femininity from you being your greatest version and you being your most masculine version, then that's not the woman for you. That's not the woman for you. If you're not getting full blown feminine energy from the females in which that you're interacting with, they don't really give a fuck about you like that. Hell nah. Hell to the nah. And then especially men who have built themselves without women. Yeah. You definitely have a different way of going about relationships. And then of course men who have built wealth without women, you can't trust you basically can't really trust most of these women, right? So the women that in which that you can respect and revere and acknowledge is the women that give you the most feminine energy, the most feminine energy. And shit, and men who are not actually becoming their more masculine version, they don't even get that type of reaction. And I hate that y'all men don't experience true femininity. You be experiencing witchcraft, lying, and this is why we speak very highly for our brothers to be taking their time as you are bringing different people in your world, no matter if it's man or woman. You want to be 100% taking your time, because if you're not taking your time, you're going to miss out on seeing people for who they truly are. And to see people for who they truly are, especially women, it takes time. It normally takes about 6 months to a year, right? A lot of the times people, especially when you are a new refresher to them and they're and in this relationship dynamic, they will tend to be in this puppy love phase. They tend to show more of a cookie cuttered version than to show their more natural version, and that's the version in which you want to see. And in order to really see that, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time to truly see people for who they are, fams. That's why you should not rush anybody into your life, especially if you have already accumulated levels of wealth and you've been building yourself into your greatest version of a man or even woman. Women must take their time too, as far as, choosing compatible partners and not rushing into, sexual experiences. And then once the sexual experiences is done, then pretty much that relationship is done. When sexual experiences is done, that relationship is done. If a relationship is built mostly off of intimacy, once that intimacy no longer exists, which is just based off of feelings and stuff, you don't really have a relationship built off of a mature foundation. You have a relationship that is built more so just off of a sexual foundation, right? And long as both parties know those things, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something wrong with it when people are in these false sense of idealisms, these false sense of notions of what is it that you're really experiencing, right? And your mind can keep you lost if you're not fully in reality. Like your mind will have you thinking, oh, y'all was together in this way. Meanwhile, the reality shows that you're together in a different way. So this is why it's very important, whether you're a man or a woman, it's very important that you establish relationships through building it over time. Don't rush nothing. Like, I know people are hypersexualized and hot in the pants, but that's a little boy, little girl shit, right? That's just little boy, little girl shit. You ain't gonna get much out of stuff like that. Besides, once again, a relationship built on lust, and you want to you brothers. You brothers, sorry, I was a little distracted. Appreciate you, Paul Revere, for dropping that track for me. Appreciate you. Shout out to Hello, good vibes. Spread them around the world, absolutely. You don't choose to fall in love, your heart and soul does. My heart and soul is in love with God. I'm not in love with man. I will never be in love with man or any woman that come from man. Like that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to love people who have not learned the art of loving themselves. I'm not here to love people who don't love God. I'm here to love myself and put myself around main characters, making my own table, and so should all you men, right? Whatever you accept, you deserve. Whatever you accept, you deserve. So if you accept toxic hot box, that's what you gonna get, my boy. If you know you deserve and accept submissiveness, then that's what you gonna get too. But you're only gonna get that from knowing women. And you women who want a good men, you're only gonna get a good man from knowing. It comes down to knowing. So you need to be getting in touch with your father or learning from other fathers that can actually assist you with more so that I ain't saying I'm hitch now. I ain't saying all of that, but I definitely know men better than women, and women don't actually know men because you're not actually trained, conditioned these ways. You're not taught this knowledge. You're taught the Jezebel way of how to just use men, get rich men, or you think you can get rich men, and influence them to be your sugar daddy and whatnot. And I tell you this right now for y'all sisters, that game is a very sticky game. You shouldn't be playing that game. You only play that game when you're a very dark spirit. You got to be a very, because all you're doing is entertaining darkness, trying to play games of manipulation of people and interfering in their lives. Like all you're doing is going to create more problems for yourself. That's all you're really simply doing when you're coming to, whether it's a man or a woman, you come into anybody's life trying to manipulate and influence them to be your sugar mama or sugar daddy or anything of that sort. And you're not treating them like they're a human being. You're treating them like they're a meal ticket. Oh yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's how you set yourself up for failure, my sisters. And my brothers, you set yourself up for failure when you fail to realize that the real world is nothing like Disney. It is nothing like Disney. I'm not sure where in your mind since childhood you ever thought you were dealing with traditional women. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure what a traditional woman even is. And most of us millennials and Gen Z and generational alpha, we don't know what the fuck we talking about when you talking about traditional. What the fuck is people talking about when they talking about traditional? I have no clue. I have no clue. You know, people be talking about templates in which that they've actually never seen themselves, unless they're a older head who actually seen, you know, those things work and see a lot of the communities with mother and father in the household. Like I never, so I don't know what traditional is because I grew up in that generation of single moms and single dads. So I ain't gonna talk out my ass like I know what traditional is. I don't know what that is, and based off of what what information I do have on traditional, traditional actually is for those that's of royal bloodlines. You know, like people be trying to do the king queen things, but you don't actually move royal. You move actually peasant, and the information in which that you choose to use in thinking that you're royal is of peasant indoctrination. You're not getting true insight, true knowledge of how to be of relationships and how to coexist with one another. That's more of the royal teachings. That's not of the peasant teachings, right? The indoctrination was always the conditioning and programming was always to keep y'all separate, was to always to keep the divide within the family dynamics. No matter if it's black, white, Indian, Asian, Native American, it don't fucking matter. That's the education that y'all have, that y'all using, thinking that that education is gonna keep you united. Nope, it's not. It is not gonna have you united. You see what the education is having people do. All we doing is all it is Pookie Ray Ray and then you know all the baddies, you know, the baddies or whatever. So it's just a mating pool. It's just a very toxic mating pool. It's a lot. It's just a whole bunch of people that are not serious about anything and they don't have goals in mind. And when I say this is just those are the gigolo Jezebel spirit. Like a man must know what he's doing within his life, right? He must always know. Masculinity has nothing to do with feminine energy. Masculinity has nothing to do with you always needing women in your life. That has nothing to do with masculinity, my boy. And we got to get that out of this we got to get that out of thinking, this way of thinking, this false sense of thinking that you're a man, you're only a man if you got women in your life. No, no, you're a man based off of you and your character and you developing your character and you having a peace of mind and stuff like that. Because brothers, you're competing against six-figure earners, seven-figure earners, eight-figure earners, billionaire, multi-billionaires and stuff like that. So you need peace because you cannot compete in this forever evolving intelligent world of men and think that you're gonna be successful with emotional with an emotional mind, with a scary mind, with using a mind of somebody else. Like hell no. Listen, you're only gonna be able to level up and be equals with men based on the fact that you got a peace of mind. If anybody trying to destroy your peace of mind, they're trying to stop your abundance. They're trying to stop your wealth. They're trying to stop you from growing. Yeah, you need a peace of mind to get to the wealth, bro. It's context clues, man. Because wealth ain't hard. And especially in inflation, this is what we're learning through inflation right now. To create wealth during inflation is actually easier than any other time. Oh yeah, y'all didn't know that. I told you in the times of crisis is times of opportunity. And just because you're not aware of the opportunity don't mean the opportunity doesn't exist. You're just choosing not to exist where the opportunity is at. You're choosing not to participate where the opportunity is. You're choosing to be a fan. You're choosing to be in the stands. So all you men that are choosing to be in the stands and not actually be a true player, a true masculine character in this world, you don't deserve women. None of y'all men that's choosing to be to take on a challenge of masculinity and take on this competition and whatnot. None of y'all deserve women. The masculine man deserves all the women that he wants, all of them, all of which he can handle with the knowing of what he has within his brain and his resources. Yeah, the Amish man deserves all the women that he wants because he actually knows how to do shit. He actually knows how to lead her and tell her what to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? So there's men that we can learn from and actually gain similar successes like them. The Amish man is the most successful masculine man in my opinion. And clearly the white man that run. I ain't talking about y'all white people that y'all poor. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about the white man that run the operations. Now them men, they can get whatever they want to. They get whatever the fuck they want because they paid the cost to be the boss. Fellas, when you pay the cost to be the boss, you shall have whatever you want in this world. You shall have whatever you want in this world. You must pay the cost to be the boss. And you must learn from your failures. We do that way better than females. Right? Would you say hello? Universal love indeed. Love yourself and love others and life. That's one of our purpose on earth. Yes, hello, hello. I'm all about loving others that love themselves. I'm not about loving people who don't love themselves. That's where I'm different. I don't love people. I reflect the energy in which people reflect to the world. So if you give the world lack of love, I will give you lack of love because you ain't shit. And you think you can disrespect the world like that? You can disrespect God like that by not being about love. You think you think you think you so special where you're not supposed to you're not supposed to participate. Yeah, I don't fuck with you. Anybody that don't fuck with God, I don't fuck with them. And a man that's of God, he gonna get that submission. And if he's not getting that submission from him paying the cost to be the boss, that's just not a woman that's meant for his masculine energy. That's just shots a good time. That's just not the woman that's meant for his masculine energy. You got to realize that. Like any woman that is not giving you full blown feminine energy, and what I want you to be mindful of, they will do it too for a couple months and then drop the guard or change shape shift and try to change the scenario. This is why you want to also give it time. You want to give it time because we do have people in this world that are shapeshifters, right? Men and women. The men that are shapeshifters, they're feminine, right? But we do have shapeshifters out here that will have you seeing them in one light, have you manipulated or influenced by this light, and then they change the script to fuck with your head and all that. You know, those little gay games or whatever. You want to be mindful of those things. This is why you want to give things time. You want to give things 6 months to a year, right? You want to make sure the feminine energy in which that she's giving you, it ain't gonna just burn out because you don't need people that are burning out from being fake, right? You need real people in your life. So that means you ain't gonna burn out. Like this is actually genuine. Like you actually care. You actually feel these types of ways, and you want to take that time. You want to take that time, man. For real, because people are trained and programmed to come into your life like the school system taught them, you know, to create havoc, to manipulate, right? They were, I told you, abused people, people that were abused will abuse you, and that indoctrination abused them. It abused their mind, right? So their mind is all fucked up, and all they can do because that's who they are is fuck your shit up. This is why you brothers who paying the cost to be the boss. You're being a master student. You're on your studies. You're on your shit. You got to you got to know yourself, know the environment, and take your time bringing people into a kingdom, empire, in which that foundation that you've been building for yourself. You got to realize most people of the world are trained by Satan. The indoctrination is of Satan. If it was of God, that means people would have done these things themselves. Your parents would have taught you. Your parents would have taught you if it was of God. It would have been we the people schools. It would have been a history where the GEB is it was bought and paid by the people, not bought and paid by the John D. Rockefeller and his system. So if it's not by the people, people of God and whatnot, then you know God ain't there. You know you're not being trained by God. It's really simple. I'm part of the We the People. I'm president and central and speaker of the Central Bank of We the People. I am actually for the people. I actually teach the people versus what our indoctrination. I'm actually motivating y'all, inspiring y'all to realize that you're in another man's mind. Like, and this is why you're failing. You're not in your own mind. You're not in a God's mind. You're in a satanic man's mind. So ain't nothing gonna work in your life when you're operating off of Satan's paradigm. It's not like, do you know what programming is? Do you know what conditioning is? Because when you program children to be of Satan's art ways of manipulation and stuff like that early, they're gonna be these adults. When they're adults, they're gonna still be these children that are operating in Satan's paradigm. Because we don't live in a world, guys, feminine energy is all about speaking life. You should know, because you're seeing one of the greatest examples of masculine and feminine energy. These are the things we're supposed to be teaching our daughters, that is actually a true representative of the feminine virtue. Women are not supposed to come into your life and speak death, speak ill malice, take peace, get you out of a peaceful state. These women that do these things, they're satanic. They're satanic. Their father or their mother of God, which clearly their mother is not of God, is supposed to be teaching them, you inspire men. Because this is how you're going to get more of that life in which that you want, and get more of that loyalty in which that you want as well. You will never have men loyal to you because you're not loyal to the man. You're loyal to yourself. So all you can get within your experience is men that are loyal to themselves too, sis. You have to realize, like, you gotta also, you too need to realize, just like men, just like how I shit on men, you gotta realize you're using somebody else's mind. And that person's mind in which that you're using, that is not of your bloodline. That is not of you. You can't be a black woman, Indian woman, and be using some European man mind, and then think that you're gonna get what is it that you want out of life. It's not gonna happen that way. For women to get what they want out of men, you gotta use the mind of a woman, not the mind of a man. No. No, you need to have awareness of men, yes, but you don't use the mind of a man to get a man. That's gay. That's strange. Use the mind of a woman to get a man, and a man uses the mind of a man to get a woman. That's the natural order. Men are not supposed to use the mind of a woman to get and think that he gonna get a woman. Hell nah, she gonna think you yucky. Next thing you know, she with Chad and Tyrone. Yeah, man, you gotta use the mind of a man to get a woman, a feminine woman. Because it takes a masculine man to know how to see that character, the characteristics and whatnot, and those virtues of a feminine woman. It takes a masculine man to see that. If you're not a masculine man, what you see as a feminine man. What you're looking at is masculine women, and you like that because it's just energy playing out. It's just energy playing out. If you're a feminine man, you want a masculine woman. Hey, bro, I ain't hating on you. If you like masculine woman, I ain't hating on you, bro. I do want to play a clip for you guys from Dr. BOA. And the reason why I want to highlight this clip is because in this clip, they're going to talk about how, women who uses crystals and divination and whatnot is, evil and whatnot. And those specific people that they're more so shining light on, it's the truth, because those women, they're in this masculine energy, seeking for higher power beyond God. So anybody that is seeking for a higher power beyond God, or wanting to be like as a woman, she wants to be that God instead of being a goddess. Yeah, man. Like, yes, that is evil. But it doesn't mean that crystals is evil. It doesn't mean that fucking play cards is evil. No, 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 no. It's just those women that are insecure. That's just what it is. We gotta really be more straightforward around those women that play the roles of witches and such. They're immature. They're insecure. They're seeking. They're in search of power, right? For whatever things that took place in their reality, I don't fucking know. But they need their father, and you're seeing what takes place when you don't have your father. When you don't have your father, that's supposed to give you, is supposed to assist you within this journey, and staying grounded, because he is the power. Yeah, she's gonna be doing satanic stuff. That's just really what it is. Satan works through these women, and Satan works through the feminine man. So since Satan works through these women, because they acknowledge Satan more than God, they don't, for whatever reason, they have an issue with how God created them. They have an issue with that. Those women, they're just scorned. They're hurt. They're hurt. So therefore, yeah, it do seem evil. It is evil. But yeah, no, crystals is not evil, and cards, tarot cards, how like playing cards is not evil. What's evil is the people. People like to evil people like to make excuses and blame other things for who they truly are. You know, it's gaslighting and stuff, but it's people that are evil. We are the judgment. We're the ones that we are the judges. We're the ones that say what is good and evil. Okay? So since we're the ones that say what is good and evil, people are good or evil. And it's based off of who they are and how in which that they use these tools, whether it's going to be good or evil. And even if you're using it for good, people will still say that you're evil, right? Because people are ignorant, right? They think they know everything. They think they know every human being and what they came here for and all that. Listen, man, if a female or a man can read a cup and they be picking up crazy shit from reading cups, read the fuck out that cup, bro. If you like runes and tossing and you throw that bitch like a dice and you be picking up on shit, yo, bro, there's all kinds of human beings. There's all kinds of flavors out here. God has people on different missions, on different tasks, making the impossible possible. So I ain't the one to make it seem like like I'm the narcissist and that every human being is supposed to be the same. And if we're not all doing the same thing, then you're supposed to look at this person as evil. What the fuck is wrong with people? If a person can talk to fucking animals, talk to that motherfucking animal, my boy. Let me know what that animal's thinking. If you're like Dr. Doolittle, let me hear that animal. Tell me what that animal's saying. If you could teach me how to tune into animals and what they saying, like they speaking English in my motherfucking head, let teach me your ways, man. Teach me your ways. Like I'm talking about if it's legitimate, like reputable, like this is something that they've been doing all their life. They've been tuning into their mastery, developing they self. They don't give a fuck what nobody else got to say. They about they self and God. Yeah, man, I can't knock that. Who am I to knock that? We all came here for self. We all came here to acknowledge ourselves and remember who we are. I ain't here to tell you who the fuck you is. You here to tell yourself that. I have a friend that uses tarot cards, but he became Christian and stopped. Listen, I ain't got no problem with how people want to go about their faith and stuff like that. All I want people to know is that most of your faith is designed by another man. You as a man should be designing your own faith. That's all I'm saying. Now, you can be a helpmate and go along with other people's faith and religion practices and beliefs all you want, but I just want you to know you're not really being a man. You're being a helpmate. Because you can have your own religion. You can have your own spiritual practices. You don't have to go along the monkey, or excuse me, not just monkey, but the sheep narrative of, oh, you gotta choose Catholic or Christian or Buddhism or Hinduism or any of these other religions in which that was indoctrinated with us, in which that was here when we got here. You don't gotta go into any of that shit. Like if you as a man want to create your own, and just like how all these other men created their own religion, and it eventually it stabilized and drawed enough energy within the collective reality that other people are practicing it too. Yeah, man, you could do it. You could be that man. You could be that man. What the fuck is the Bible if it wasn't men writing shit down that was tuning into God or tuning into something? I'm not here to be having conversations with people of historical artifacts of history I ain't a part of. I'm not about none of that stuff. I'm about right here in the 21st century, right? I'm in 2024 and I care about what's going on in 2024. I don't care about what happened in AD. I don't care about what happened in BC. But if the man who white man nation or European white man nation want to continue to tell us our his history, I ain't got no problem with that either. I ain't got no problem with that either. But the last thing I'ma do is act like I was part of those times, and that I should still be acknowledging those times. I'm good. Like I should be aware of those times. Absolutely, history lets us know the blueprint of what's taking place now and where we're going in the future. But me personally, I'm focused on my history. I've been alive since 1993, and I'm still alive in 2024. So that's my ADBC or whatever. That's my history. I don't really care so much about other man history and his story or his bloodline and stuff like that. I care more about my history and my bloodline and what we doing now. Because I don't need any more reminder that, my bloodline weak. Migration cheerleaders. They do whatever the European white man want them to do. I'm good on all that bloodline history. On my bloodline history. We changing all of that. Is it to work on these reasons that people are on earth to improve themselves? Yeah, we're here to improve ourselves, but if you're allowing other men to do the work for you or do the teachings and whatnot for you and controlling of yourself for you, you're not going to get those improvements. Because you came here for self, but you want other people to control yourself. That doesn't make any sense. And so therefore you're no longer here for self. You're here for whatever a man wants you to be here for. That European man, that German man, that UK man, or whatever. What they want you to here for. What kind of woman deserves you, my brother? A submissive woman. Because you work too hard. You work too hard competing in the man's world for you to have people in your life that is like little girls. That wants to just come in. She was taught by her mother and her grandmother that are all single to use men and manipulate them. Be a sex worker. Because that's what a lot of the single mothers, single grandmothers is teaching the daughters of tomorrow. They're teaching them how to be sex workers. They're teaching them how to be manipulative in a very negative way, like with a masculine mind. It's not with a feminine mind. Because it's the feminine mind that's going to keep you, at like dinner tables like Kim Kiyosaki. She got her struggle man named Robert Kiyosaki. Wherever he went, she went too. She bought into his process. He lived out her car to make his dream a reality. She lived out of that car with him. Now she's at billionaire tables, billionaire seminars. She is really revered and acknowledged as a queen. Because the men that are at these billionaire tables with her husband, Robert, they know their history. They have a reputable history. All men will always acknowledge the woman that, and because he wants that himself too, would acknowledge the woman in which that a man got that is still with that man and with all the chaos that they've gone through. They still together. There's things we can learn from that. Because we have a generation of millennials and Gen Z that are sex workers. What else are you? If you're not, stop. Let's keep it real. How people conduct relationships. You're not talking business first. You're talking more pleasure. You're talking more of the lust energy. That's what's more involved. Y'all not talking about how in which, within 5 to 10 years, what y'all could do together, or y'all men not navigating those conversations with the women to see if they fit within your long-term longevity, within your long-term kingdom, within your long-term empire, if they fit that role of generation. Because you're not supposed to be, unless you want just bust downs, you more so in the mind of, and sisters, y'all need to know this, men are more so in the mind of long term. Unless he's a gigolo, unless he's in feminine energy, he just want to beat the box down and keep it pushing because he ain't got much going on in his life. He want to waste nuts. I ain't trying to waste. I don't want to waste no more nuts. I had a good time in my 20s. Had a good time when I was younger and stuff like that. I'm done wasting nuts. Men, we're about long term. And you have to realize most women are not about long term. Most women's mind is fleeting. Their emotions is fleeting. We're going to have this stream too at some point. A woman's love is like water. It evaporates over time. So you got to have these understandings and make sure that you're building yourself into your greatest man. This is where you keep your women busy, busy having babies, busy helping you grow food, busy helping you with your businesses, and because you got to give them things to do. Or else, once again, what did I just say? A woman's love is like water; it evaporates over time. You can't have nobody in your life just coming to sit there and chill and be a narcissist. Oh, shout out to Earth Angel. And what would you say, Hilo? God is love, is pure, and all we need. Yes, and that's what's gonna keep you men in your true form, in your true character of protection. God is going to protect you. You need God's protection because we've seen and we've gone through our own experience. When we don't have God protection, we balling like a little bitch. When we don't got God's protection, when we're not utilizing God knowledge and God's ability in which He gave us of protection and provision and all that stuff and knowledge and wisdom, when we not in our powers, bro, we cry like little bitches. We weeping over a free female, like she your mama or something like that. Like you lost something of blood, like y'all connected like that, and y'all not. And that's why you got to get your godly powers up. You got to get your provision powers up, your knowledge and wisdom up. Because what we've been doing over these last couple decades and whatnot, we look real silly. What the hell y'all doing crying over women? There's 30 of them to one of us. What the hell y'all doing crying over one? There's a reason why there's so many of them compared to us. There's a reason for it. You don't think God know to create the creatures in which He created? You don't think He knows the natures in which women have? Of course He does, just like He knows our nature too. So in this godly human GTA game, man, if you failed in relationships, just know you was just dealing with Satanists. You're dealing with people. You're dealing with an environment of people who don't of people who don't acknowledge God. If they acknowledge God, they would have been teaching their own children. They've been teaching their own self. If you acknowledge God, they don't acknowledge God. So you got to realize, my brothers, right, that you're in a world of Satanists. You're in a world of where man controls most people's minds, not God, man. There's a difference. Exactly, God helps us elevate. So if you once again, I told you feminine energy, because I have feminine energy, so do you, and we're the first line of it, first form of it, and we have to understand and overstand that we have to be building ourselves up. Speaking life about ourselves, letting us know about shit before women tell us about that stuff. Like, so we do know how women are supposed to treat us and act around us and be around us. We do know because we have feminine energy within ourselves too. What do we do with ourselves? We inspire, we motivate ourselves, right? So what the fuck do you think in actual female feminine form? What do you think she's supposed to be doing? She's supposed to be speaking more life into your reality, just like you do with your life and her life. She's supposed to be moving how you move. Once again, she has to buy into your process because you have paid the cost to be the boss. Listen, any woman that don't buy into my process and my cost to being a boss, she don't get no acknowledgement from me. Do you men do you guys know who you are and the advantages that you bring to the and what you bring to the table? Do you know a lot of women don't have peace without good men in their lives? Do you guys know that? Do you know women need us more than we need them? Look at the world in which that they're occupying right now. They make it seem like they don't need men, but the world in which that they live, having their own houses, I'm proud of my sisters, for having their own money and shit like that. Like, they wouldn't have those houses though if it wasn't for fucking men, bro. So they need us, and we need them to make these motherfucking babies. But we don't need them like how they need us and this attachment stuff. Like, we men, nah, bro, nah, nah. Y'all gotta chill out. You gotta chill out with. You gotta realize that attachment is more of a feminine trait. You guys realize that, right? Attachment is a feminine trait. Masculines are supposed to be using their mind. That's where we keep our knowledge and our wisdom. We're not supposed to be using our feelings unless we're talking about ourselves. And yes, there are more men that have more feminine compatibilities or abilities than others where yeah your intuition is really strong and that shit take time and some gain it faster than others, but I would, as a man, the highest guidance which I'm here to give you from God, it is not relying upon feelings unless you're talking about your feelings for yourself. The highest guidance to give within this room, right, is that you're supposed to be relying upon loyal knowledge and wisdom. God's knowledge and wisdom. Leave the feeling space or all that feeling realm stuff for the feminine energy. You as a man supposed to be honoring. We can compartmentalize things a lot better. So we as a man, we supposed to be, honoring our feelings and get those feelings out of the way, bro. Like as I as a masculine, how I operate. If I'm in some kind of feelings, I tell myself I'm a bitch. Like what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch, nigga? I haven't had those conversations a long ass time, but I have bitch boy energy. So I have to tell myself to stop being a motherfucking bitch. And that's why we here now where ain't no feelings needed. And what the fuck am I feeling for? Once again, we're loyal to knowledge and wisdom of God. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. And what the fuck am I feeling for when we know people just conjure up illusions? The Jezebel Gigolo, they just here to irritate your soul. Like that's they role. That's their character in which that they play in this godly human GTA game. So it ain't shit to take serious from people who are indoctrinated. You can't even take yourself seriously from your indoctrination. You got to get yourself out of that indoctrination. You can only take yourself seriously when you're doing serious shit with your life, which means you're taking full accountability responsibility over yourself. You are a free person with free will that God gave you, not man. And that's why I love America, because it's operating of the native God that understand the great spirit and God's natural laws. It's not, I ain't giving all the credit to the white man now, the European white man or whatever, but yeah, it's that's why I love America. It's operating off of God's natural laws. Not it's being that man must write it down for him to know this shit, or else he go forget it and get into slavery. So I love it. I love America because with my free will, listen, if in my individual economy, if I, with my freedom, I could do something about making sure I feed myself. Like making sure I got my own food and stuff with freedom. A lot of people don't have those abilities. Like y'all gotta keep in mind, brothers, that the inflation that we're going through, it's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger compared to what the rest of the world is experiencing as far as this inflation and this tyranny with our dollar, because they are hurting due to our dollar. We're hurting too, but people who are under our world reserve currency, they're hurting even more. So so what these bitch ass American standardized citizens here in America is complaining about, it doesn't make any sense. Because we're of the free, we are really of the free world way more. So that means, and we're dealing with inflation way less. So I put these things in perspective for y'all. So we should be tackling this game, because you gotta realize Bitcoin is over millions of dollars in other countries. So that means their dollar is trash, trash. So enjoy the good form of this chaos and normalcy while you can. Because if you think this is bad now, you haven't seen anything yet. And being that we're of the free world, bro, like why the hell we gonna be acting like bitches, like we don't know about money, like we can't know about money, like we don't have technology that could teach us, or we could use technology to do a lot of our financial stuff for us too. And you got to remember, robots don't use feelings. You do. So it would just be a lot of just command and making profits and all that stuff, because there's no feelings involved. For whatever reason, people don't know how, they don't care to want to learn how to control their feelings. And all those people that don't want to learn how to control their feelings, guess what? You will never have those relationships. All you will have is the trilateral relationships, because that's who taught you about everything in life. So that's why you have trilateral relationship. You don't have relationship with God because you weren't taught by God. You weren't taught by God. You weren't taught by men of God. Men of God is not the ones running the system. Satan is running the system. Satanist men and women run the system. And y'all who are standardized citizens, y'all little boys and little girls of Satan's world. And that's why y'all like the third party game, guys. Fellas, this is another reason why you need to be taking your time. There's a lot of women that like men, and you would like it too, to a degree, depending on your maturity level. You know, men chasing after you. You know, your pocket, your hot pocket, real hot, but yet 2, 3 niggas will still fight over you. You know, and you would feel that way too, if depending on your maturity level, and then you will get out of that energy real quick too, because your maturity level, and just let sisters know what time it is. But yeah, man, they like this satanic third party stuff. I told you, they praise Satan. So they like fucking with you. They like being manipulative. They like that you're fighting over that toxic box. They like it. They like riding new mushroom tip with their freedom and whatnot. You should be learning from them. You should be learning that you should be honoring your freedom, and with your free, with being that you are free of the free world. Don't just allow people. Just don't just allow anybody into your life. Remember, I am a father on the internet. I'm sorry your fathers and your mothers did not teach you these things. You don't just allow anybody into your life, you know. But I'm here to let y'all know, as father, right? As one of the millennial fathers, you can't just allow anybody into your life, because most people use their freedom to destroy other people's freedom, like Satan would. So, being that the environment is satanic, people are indoctrinated by Satanists. You need to protect yourself, my brother. You got to protect yourself. And I learned all these things from being of the world of Satan, acknowledging the world of Satan, you know, and learning from my own mistakes and scratching my motherfucking head. Nigga had to scratch his head a couple times. I'm like, how the hell I lost my son? You know, I was sleeping with the devil. I was sleeping with the devil, bro. That shit gonna have you make a whole bunch of sense in your fucking head. Cause the only one I know that steals children away from a man that is spiritual and actually teaches meditation classes and, you know, about crystals and all that stuff is somebody that's evil. That's the only one. I am not a person that fuck with too many people. Many people will only know me through social medias and all this stuff. I don't fuck with the world like that. And I done fuck my own shit up. So learn from my fuck ups so you don't make these mistakes. From failing to realize what you're really dealing with in this world. You're dealing with Satanists. You're dealing with people who were not they were not taught by their mother and father of God. They were taught by mothers and fathers of evil that create World War I, World War II, all kinds of war, Vietnam War, Iraq War, Afghan War, World War III now. Yeah, man, that's not of God. That's all evil, and it's human people doing it. It's not no alien. You know, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? We're about to see a Russian man drop nuke. You know, it's white people about that shit. It ain't us. You know, black people's still trying to follow. It's still trying to follow the white man. So it ain't black people. It ain't really. It ain't. Yeah, you could say Asian people, Asian and white. Their relationship a lot closer too. Um, but yeah, it ain't really poor people like that. It's people with wealth. So majority of them are Satanists because with all that wealth, you can grow a whole bunch of food. Like America is 50 states and other territories. Nobody should ever be hungry in this country. Nobody should ever be hungry in this country. And we got plenty of southern states where you just have coconut trees. Tropical states, you could just have coconut trees, mango trees, banana trees all over the place. Nobody will ever go hungry. But this is why, and I can't hate on them Satanists that got the money, that got the power. People gave it to them. They were able to be more intelligent than the people, and that's why they're in the position and powers which that they're in. And that's why I'm doing what I got to do too, so that in a position of power, I can actually just grow these fucking trees. And whether they're American or not, you can just go to a fucking tree, right? And pick a fruit, and you're not hungry. This is of God, though. This is of God. You got to realize all that scarcity, we're going to run out of gas, the air is being polluted and all that stuff. That's all Satanist programming. That's all Satanist mental illness. And Satan can only beat you by you being receptive and entertaining the lies. That's the only way Satan can beat you. You gotta allow yourself to be manipulated. That's how Satan beats you. You stay unconscious. Stay on, let Satan just teach you and don't question nothing. Obey, obey, obey. I told you, if you want to pass school, and how I got a 3.8, and the reason why I didn't have a 4.0, because I didn't really give a shit about no school. But the only reason why I passed school is literally by obeying, doing what I was told to do, showing up every day like you show up to a job. I'm a good slave. That's why I got those A's, B's, and C's or whatever. I'm a good slave. And in my indoctrination, the results they're getting back from me is like, oh yeah, he's one of those boys that that does what we like them to do, that does what we tell him to do. Yeah, he gets an A+ for that. He gets an A+ for that. He is an obedient slave. He is a people pleaser. Trust me, I get it. I get it. I was part of the programming. But that shit ain't really it ain't really full real life. And that programming was just getting us ready to be a part of the rich people's corporations and work for them. I get it. I get it. It sucks that my father couldn't get this shit. And all the other men before within my bloodline. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's like, what the fuck was y'all doing with y'all lives? Oh yeah, guys, I didn't mean to play that clip. Yeah, man, I catch a lot of streams. I didn't mean to cut that clip. God wanted me to come out real quick and play it. Sorry. A lot of energy, guys. A lot of messages I'm supposed to get to you as within 2 hours. So that's why my mouth be moving as fast as it does. Okay. We are all unique, different, and completely, different and complementary. Yes, yes, and that's why a bird of a feather flock together. And you must know your likeness. This way, you really attract, which you're gonna attract demons anyway. But you will have that discernment to have those demons walk with grace. Tell them that, and they shall walk with grace and be sad like a dog. And then you put yourself around those that is more like you. And you only know how to do that from experiencing or your parents teaching you how to actually go about life. So if your parents didn't teach you, then you have to go through your own personal experience as your own parent, right? And now that you have that experience, now you have the true contrast, right? The true wisdom of knowing who's for you and who's not for you. This is why God had you. You think it's all about Satan, that it's not. Your failures are character development scenes. They're filler scenes, and you're supposed to be learning from those things. God had to prepare you with that knowing how to see a shitty ass women or shitty ass men. Now I really know. Now I really know women out here, egg donors, like sperm donors. Now I know they're egg donors. Now I know. They will just have your baby so that they don't feel ever alone, and use the American system or whatnot against you or whatever. So they don't want to feel alone because they know they're not worthy enough for a man because they didn't teach themselves, and they're using the excuse that their mama didn't teach them, and they're using the excuse that college or school or their daddy wasn't around. Like, last time I checked, when you were 18 years old, you are your own parent. But to each his own, bro. To each his own. The one that I wanted to play was this one. Shout out to Dr. BOA, man. We appreciate Dr. BOA and Father, what do you call himself? Father Ray Ray? Father Ray Ray.
And it's possible that he may not know that she practices. Did any of the guys that you knew
Hold
knew
up.
that you practice
I
witchcraft?
gotta run it back a little bit.
The woman, and it's possible that he may not know that she practices. Did any of the guys that you knew
Hold on.
knew that you
The
practice
woman's gonna
witchcraft?
come on. Give me a second.
No. And that's the thing. It is so easy to date a witch, especially with online dating. And a lot of people be doing, meeting up. That person, it probably have a whole altar, which I have, going out on dates. Don't know really what this person's really.
What she's describing is desperate women that are in they're seeking power, but they're seeking more power from Satan. This is what you have to realize. Doesn't mean crystals is bad. It doesn't mean play cards is bad. You have to just understand the individuals themselves. I'm father. I get children because a lot of them are children. They're looking for power in the wrong way. They need a man. They need their father. That's just really what it is. They're in la la land. They're in a fantasy. Remember, emotion. So all that emotion that they don't know how to get through and process. This is why they need their father. If they don't have a man, they're supposed to have their father who is a man. Who they are their father's soul. The father can reach them the best. That's somebody's nuts, man. And somebody's nuts is acting real nutty butter. Real nutty. Let's hear that part again.
Probably have a whole altar, which I had, going out on dates. Don't know really what this person's really about, especially when especially rings and crystals. That's already a first symbol of any kind of witch. Certain crystals that you'll wear, so it's protection always.
And what I want you to realize too is a lot of if she don't want if Reguy, if she doesn't want you to control her, she doesn't need to be in your life. Because you shall have all control in your life. Because when she's out of your life and monkey branching, you still have to control your life. So with this wisdom, with this knowing and whatnot, you must be in control. If she can't get that, when you are ready to leave, I still have to have control of my life, then she don't need to be in your life. You have to have full control. Yes, older men or men of wealth and whatnot, they like younger women because they'll have that control. They ain't gonna have that woman that gonna have all that mind or how that all that mouth of the things that they gone through and expressing trauma. Ain't no man want a woman gonna express all this trauma to him. Like she been going through experiences like him like a man. Ain't nobody wanna hear that. No man want to deal with that. No man, no. If he's built himself into the greatest version, he should not be tolerating stuff like that. I'm sorry, your father, your mother didn't teach y'all how in which when the prime time of you getting a man and staying loyal to that man is, but it's 18 to 25, and being that people are looking more youthful as they're aging, yeah, the age can go down a little bit, but in truth, men like youth. Men like, because they're still very youthful, right? We don't allow the role of trauma to traumatize us. No, the only men that get traumatized more is the feminine men, the men that were just taught by their mothers and never had a father, or don't know of God. But those are the only men that hold on to trauma and allow trauma to distort their mind. But other than that, because we are protection energy, we're of God, we are very youthful. We're still very inspired. I'm still like the little boy that I was in Jamaica, as far back as I remember, at 4 years old. I'm just older. I am not traumatized. I don't care for the females that I've dealt with and their trauma. I don't care that they left my life. I don't hold on to none of that. So it's still a lot of blazing, fiery youth taking place within me. And versus females who don't know how to really nurture themselves because they learn from their father of nurturing powers. So you just nurture more toxicity and whatnot, and you get a distorted mind from trauma. That's how you get turned out. Trauma will turn you out. And I already told you how I reinforce my own shit. All that trauma stuff is gay to me. So being all that trauma stuff is trilateral to me, it'll never find its way within me. Uh uh. And then being that I know trauma is a bridge to being gay. Oh hell no, I'm good. I don't care. I don't. Trauma will have niggas trying anything. Trauma would be like, oh man, I tried women. I think I need to be with a man now. Like trauma will have you doing a lot of strange shit, and I'm not good. Trauma will have you shooting up needles. Trauma will have you doing all kinds of strange stuff. So I don't recommend no trauma. I don't recommend you holding on tight to trauma and lacking a kind of irresponsibility over over just realizing that's of the past now and you can move on. And the hard part was just going through the experience. Now you never have to experience that shit again. That was the hardest part. The hardest part was just going through that experience that might have fucked with your head. Now that the experience is over, the only one fucking with your head and keeping the past alive is yourself. Nobody else. What Hilo saying? People have power on you, only the one you allow to have. Yeah. We're not supposed to have, as human beings, as men, we're not supposed to allow any human beings to have power over us. None. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't care if it's your father. The only one that is of power is of God. That's the only true power. So the only one you should be asking for more power or giving your power to is God. You get a high return on the energy and investment that way. High return on energy investment. But let's hear this one more time, and I'm letting this one go. But I just wanted y'all to know um, that crystals ain't evil. It's from Earth. It's crystals is a form of precious metals, a semi-precious metal. So you're trying to say gold is evil. You're trying to say silver is evil. Crystals ain't motherfucking evil. What's evil is the children of fathers that need their father. That's what's evil. The women that is they need power. They want power, and the power and the reinforcements of that power is supposed to be coming back from their father or their husband, but they don't. They're trilateral. A lot of them are. A lot of them are turned out, bro. To be honest, a lot of very overly masculine women, they more so shoot for the hot pockets. To be honest with you, they just not keeping it 100. But any man, any woman that don't really want to have a man in her life, bro, you kind of you traumatized, you gone through things, you turned out. You turned out. Cause a natural woman, a woman of God, definitely wants a man in her life. So just know there's a difference, guys. Power, money, and sex are what rules the world, sadly, and that's all satanic, and that's all Satanism, and that's gay. That's gay. That's not of God, cause God don't give a fuck about no money. God provided us everything here, so no money was ever actually needed. We can all get a little piece of the rock and grow our own food. Use the sun as electricity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this money shit, just know it's Satan's game, and you must learn how to control your Satan within yourself.
Said it probably have a whole altar, which I had. Going out on dates, don't know.
Oh, run it back a little bit more.
A witch, especially with online dating, and a lot of people.
Damn, I didn't know she talked this much.
And that's the thing. It is so easy to date a witch, especially with online dating, and a lot of people be doing. Meeting up. That person, it probably have a whole altar, which I had. Going out on dates, don't know really what this person's really about, especially when especially rings and crystals. That's already a first symbol of any kind of witch. Certain crystals that you wear, it's always protection, always open up your third eye.
These females are lost, my brothers. They need their father. They are lost. That's why they have to resort to Satanist practices in the ways in which that they're practicing. They are lost. That's just all it is lostness. And you gotta tell them sisters, you need your father. Go talk to your father. Or your brother or something. But they damn sure don't need you. Cause here they are doing witchcraft, all that fake shit. Ain't none of that shit real. Besides what they could do to you in front, like being around you, like putting stuff in your food and shit. And that's why y'all men gotta stop this tradition. I don't know where this traditional shit came from, but because not even queens was really fucking cooking their own food. But um, you gotta stop with this way of thinking where you should have women cook your food. Why would you do that? Do you know kind of world in which that we in? My culture in Jamaica, they been knew that shit. You know, because a lot of them poor people too, they practice a lot of the witchcraft shit. So through their experiences, the townspeople, the community spread the word. Cook your own fucking food. I've been hearing that shit since I was a little boy. I wasn't going around black people where the men don't cook their own food. Oh, we love cooking our own food. We cook better than women. We don't want no woman cooking our food because we know of this witchcraft third world stuff. And you gotta realize, guys, the American men that are complaining about inflation and the president and stuff like that, they are third world Americans. They are third world Americans. They're suffering like the rest of the third world countries financially because they're in a first world country where they don't have a first world mind, which means they actually know how to go about finances. And this is the easiest times like this, the levels of inflation, because we're all moving to all the wealthy people that know money, making money's easy, they're all moving towards stores of value besides the third world mindset people, the socialistic American people and people around the world. They're the only ones not moving towards stores of value. Their third world mind said the government's money, that's my value. Being centralized, yeah. Bail-ins, yeah. Trauma bonding and Satan, yeah. The Satanist, the standardized citizen, is gonna make it seem like making money is hard, and it's not. The Satanists Americans just don't want to use their mind because you got to remember the GEB, John D. Rockefeller, created a nation of workers. Successful with it, my brothers. Very successful. He's fucked over the men and the women of his world. It's a nation of workers. So all they know how to do, so all those workers, they're in a third world mindset. They're not in a first world mindset. A first world mindset would be using your mind and using your mind to capitalize on all the opportunity that's always in front of us. See, like I'm about to use more of my mind, my brothers. I got with all this amazing gains that are taking place. I gotta use my mind and know where to put this money more, so it keep growing for me and my family. I gotta use my mind for that, not my body. Lifting things up and put them down. You know we gotta go over a little bit of crypto news today too, brothers, because this is all about you and you getting what is that you want out of life, which is that submissive woman. And you're only gonna get that from you putting in work, being your most masculine version. So this way you only accept and tolerate, right? And deal with, not tolerate, and deal with women of feminine principles, of feminine virtue. That's it. The only way you're gonna get that. And I know y'all want that. Y'all want that woman y'all could be at the beach with and watch sunsets and all that stuff with. The only way y'all gonna get that is if you got your money in your pocket and you know yourself. So you know which women you should be dealing with. So you get those experiences, my brother, because I know that's what you want, right? That's what you want. So let's get that. Let's get what you want. You want that woman that appreciates you and buy into your process and listen when you speak and shit like that. We gonna get there. We gonna get there, but you gotta listen to yourself first. You gotta delegate some shit to yourself first. You gotta lead yourself first. You gotta command your shit first. So this way, when you speak into these females that is gonna only give you feminine energy, all she do is just get watery from the shit that you be saying, and she wants to do anything that you want her to do. Anything. That's the woman y'all want. The only way y'all gonna get that is by knowing women and knowing yourself as a man. You gotta be your most masculine version. That's the only way you gonna get that. Only way. Excuse me. What Hilo saying? Hilo said, "Get married, have kids is not a model life. It fits to some people, but not to everyone." Yes, Hilo. That's because that is a white man way of thinking, and that way of thinking don't work for all white men either. So it's not for all white men. It's not for all black men. All that stuff. Now listen, my father got 5 children and 4 baby mamas. 5 children and 4 baby mamas. I come from a culture of breeders. I come from a culture of breeders. I am a breeder. And Hispanic people about to take over America. I'm about to keep me some Hispanic women. I'm gonna have some Hispanic women in the empire, cause them motherfuckers be wanting to breed. And I like cultures that's about life. I don't like cultures that's not about. If you ain't about life, you saying about death. Right? Like, let's say you don't want to have kids, but you still about kids. You want to help kids. You want to see the best happen for kids. You have God. You have God still. You just didn't want to have kids for yourself. No problem. Just don't be hating on the kids. Then we got a problem. We got a problem. Wow, guys. So within the last 24 hours, the market is up 4%. It's up 4%. Thank you, brothers, for doing what's best for you. And thank you, brothers, for freeing up your life. This way you can spend more time with yourself. And eventually, you'll bring in your wives or your one woman or whatever and create your children, which then you could spend more time with them and stuff. It's not like it's not that you won't still be conducting business. Of course you will, because you're more accountable, responsible, being that you got your time back and stuff like that. So you'll still be running business, but you will just be able to be more around and be more effective within your children and your women's lives. And that's gonna come from you getting your time back. Shout out to Kento. Shout out to Kento. I'm glad that we only had a couple weirdo gay people that said I like it toxic. Yeah, man. Whatever man like it toxic, bro. You fiddle the fence. You one of them trilateral brothers. I don't know why you would like it toxic, but whatever. So guys, the We the People economy is up. It's at 3 trillion. So let's see how far it is away from Nvidia, because I believe Nvidia is only like four. Do I still have this article up? I'm just have to go on Google. Yeah, I'll just do a quick Google search real quick with y'all. But being that it's at 3 trillion, I definitely want to see where the ranking is as all-time assets. All-time global asset. I want to see ranking of BTC by market cap. What the fuck? All right, got it. Okay, so whoa, this don't even look right. Why is it? Why? For some reason, guys, for some reason, this website is still making it seem like Bitcoin is 1.9 trillion in market cap, but in market cap, it's actually 3 trillion. Let me double check once again. Yeah, it says the global market cap is 3.39 trillion. So maybe they haven't updated it yet, but being that it is 3.39 trillion, it has pretty much passed it has pretty much passed Google, it's pretty much past Amazon, and it's pretty much past Microsoft. And it's so that's pretty that means it's coming for because Nvidia is only 3.4 in market cap and Apple's only 3.4 in market cap. And Bitcoin right now is 3.3, 3.39. So in just a few weeks of us just communicating about this historical monumental wealth transfer that's taking place, like I told you, it's moving to the number one spot, and it's wasting no time. So I hold the faith that you're going to learn something, my brothers, from Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin teaching us? Don't waste time. What is Bitcoin teaching us? Take advantage of the opportunity while the fucking iron is hot. That is what Bitcoin is teaching us right now. Bitcoin is teaching us when you're not distracted and you're focused and you don't care about presidents, you don't care about governments, you don't care about you don't care about no bullshit, you're going to get the results of which that you want out of life, bro. Bitcoin is standing like a real fucking man. It's standing out. It stands out like a man. Doing its own thing. It don't care if you're lost. It don't care where you're from. If you got an internet connection and shit, Bitcoin will fuck with you. It don't matter where you are in the world. I like how Bitcoin is moving, guys. And I gotta give us a pat on the back for the things that we're doing, all of us men. Cause listen, y'all, we're all grand at, guys. We just rode Algorand from 7 cents, guys. Uh, this time last year, was it this time last year? I gotta say 2 years now. I gotta say 2 years. All right, so like about 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago, Algorand went back down to about 7 cents. That's the lowest. I was able to trail it down, and now Algorand is 30 cents. Now Algorand is 30 cents, and it's up. It's up 30% within that's just my stomach growling. Within 24 hours. Within 24 hours is up 30%. Shout out to you men and women that are in your wealth driving vehicles. You got your keys. You put the key in the ignition, and wealth is being driven to you. I am super proud of you, my brothers and sisters, because you are making sure that you're truly a freedom. Especially you men. You're making sure that you're truly free. And you're free from the European man's world mind. And you can create your own world, and you can enjoy more of your life, and you don't ever have to submit to weak men that claim that they're the stronger men. Because listen, any man that's trying to have you submit down to their mushroom tip, that boy trilateral, bro. That's a trilateral brother. Ain't no man should be wanting submission from no other man unless he's on a trilateral team. The only submission we as men want is from women, men of God. That's the only submission that we want. I don't want no man to submit to me. And any man that wants another man to submit to him, he trilateral, bro. He's of the trilateral order. And I don't want to see none of y'all men submit to no man unless you run for that team, right? So that's you. But you're supposed to be a strong man. Survival of the fittest. You're supposed to be the fittest man. So I'm inspiring the fuck out of masculinity right now, man. I really do care about masculinity. Because when masculine men is right, when they good inside, when they love themselves and shit, right? Not mama trauma, not daddy trauma, the world works better. You ain't gonna be when you a good man, when you're a real man, a man of God, you ain't gonna be sacrificing your children to Satan. You ain't gonna be giving your children to Satan. You know what I mean? You're not gonna allow your women to just be of Satan influence, and you don't tell them. They don't tell them about themselves. You better put people. You gotta realize there are adults, there are children in adult bodies. So them children need to be put in their place. And make sure they out of your way and walk with grace. Make sure they out of your life. If they want to create any type of toxicity or havoc, or they want to use the mind of Satan. Satan should never be in your lives, my brothers, unless that's what you deserve. If you accept toxicity, then that's what you deserve. Where Bitcoin at right now? Damn, man, I was hoping we could be on a live stream with Bitcoin over 100. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen naturally. Honestly, it's just gonna happen naturally. But right now it's around 98K. It's a lot of green lights, man. Shout out to the Dogecoin bag holders once again. Up another 14% within 24 hours. Pat yourself on the back, my brothers. You doing it big. While you're working, you got money working for you too. While you are working, you are getting yourself prepped and ready and moving outside of the centralized system. This way, anything that happens, and this is, brothers, this is why you gotta have the bread. Because a lot of women don't think that, and a lot of men that are in female form is, a lot of men that has a lot of that a lot of female inside is a female inside. They don't think that they're gonna experience bail-ins. They don't think they're gonna experience bail-ins with this World War III. They believe that the bank is loyal to them. They believe that the bank is that they have a fiat reserve for them. So when if things were to collapse or whatnot, they believe that the government is going to give them all their money back. Meanwhile, do you know the government is broke, right? You do know that, right? And you do know with a crisis like World War III, and bringing back the National Emergency Act or whatever, you do know that could be the very thing to shift this reality, because we want to do a reset. We want to go through a reset, a digital reset. They want to move away from this dollar, if you have not realized. That's why this is why we have a supply chain that has not been fixed, right? This is why we're creating all kinds of debts, because they want to crash the system and move to the digital system. And all they simply need is a good enough lie. Yeah, that's all they need is a good enough lie, which that's how you always get the American people to do what you want them to do. All you need is a good enough lie, and with that good enough lie, you can make those shifts, because crisis is opportunity. I always tell y'all this. And y'all Americans that are native to this land, migration babies or not, you should be knowing these facts, because you're from this land. You should know those facts. Like, your parents should have been taught you these things. That crisis is opportunity to take more of your freedom. What do you think a crisis is? You think it's supposed to free you? The only way we, the people, get more free from a crisis is by we using our God free will, and knowing where stores of value is, knowing where the money is, like the rich people. You got to remember, television that tell lies to our vision. Oh, wait, hold on, Charles, what you saying? Sup, brother? It's me. I'm on my way to recovery. I'm walking. I'm in a walking boot. Thanks for the prayers. Yeah, shout out to Charles, man. I'm glad that you're recovering well, and your surgery went well and stuff like that, and you got your walking boot on. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, enjoy that healing phase, man. Because a lot of us don't, especially men too, we don't honor enough of our ability to heal. We don't honor enough of that time of more stillness. And I get it, because we're so used to being very productive, having an industrial complex mindset. I understand. I totally get it. But just don't forget also that space of stillness, that space of meditation, right? Sometimes we need that reminder as well. So continue on, Charles. Shout out to my brother, and thank you for the update. I'm glad that you are healing. Excuse me, because that's what we want more of the world, right? We want more healing taking place, not Satanism, not trauma bonding. Trauma bonders are people that don't like healing, guys. Trauma bonders are you, and that means they're not of God. People who don't want to heal themselves is not of God, bro. Because God be doing all the good healing. I love being in a healed state. When I wasn't in a healed state, I didn't feel good. I was confused. You know, when you have the blind leading you, you're gonna be blind too. You're gonna be confused. That's why when most people get out of high school and even college, they're still confused. Where do you think the storytelling narrative came from? The blind leading the blind. Like if you still confused or and still don't know how to make your own money while going to college, you need to go get your money back. You need a refund. Cause what was the purpose of you going to school, getting into debt for you not to know how to hold your own? You only know how to go work. You only know how to hold your own by working for somebody. And that's what you went to school to get into $100,000 of debt for. 6 figures worth of debt for. That's 6 figures worth of game to you? You think it's 6 figures worth of game where you actually don't know how to make 6 figures yourself? That's 6 figures worth of game? That was worth going to 4 years and getting a whole bunch of debt for? You could have just gone. You could have just went to work and not got into any of that debt. If that's 6 figure, if that's 6 figure worth of game, I don't know, because there's even doctors or lawyers that get into $1 million of debt and they still don't know how to make $1 million, and they still don't know how to pay off those student loans. So make it make sense. You're better off making you're better off going to a real estate seminar or having somebody teach you how to sell a product or service. You will actually make that 6 figures. Because the only way you make money here in America is by knowing how to sell. If you know how to sell, you will be that capitalist, that owner, that investor. You will have a better life than people that only know how to sell their time. They only know how to sell their time and get old from all the time in which that they sold. Meanwhile, the owner, the capitalist, the investor, they're enjoying their family more. Those men and women have way more time to spend with family. Shout out to my Turkish brother. Got way more time to spend with family. And most of y'all people are just working for his family. Keep these things in mind. And this is why most men do not deserve, they don't deserve a submissive woman, because what are you doing with your life? What do you know about women? What do you know about yourself? What you know about the world in which that you're in? What you know about finances? Because you ain't gonna get nothing in which that you truly desire, want, and maybe even need if you don't have the knowing. Oh yeah, Yusuf, you're talking to a family man. I got nuts just like you. Let your nuts hang. So yeah, the fact that you got bags, you got nut bags, yes, you a family man. And so you must protect your family. You must know how to. You must be smart enough that whatever goes on into your life, you will handle it. And that your family can rely upon you. Your children and your children and what time is your children and your children and your women. This is why you must be knowledgeable. This is why you must have wisdom. You must have more wisdom than the women that you're going to deal with. And clearly you're going to have more wisdom than your children, so you actually know how to guide your nuts. And you only know how to guide your nuts based off of guiding yourself. So if you don't really know how to guide yourself to the promised land, protect yourself, protect your mind, protect your feelings, protect God and stuff like that, how do you think you're going to do that with your children? You're not. You're going to give your children to Satan and think that's of God, and it's not. Because what was of God is God giving you the permission to have that child and raise that child, but you decided to give that child to somebody else that is not you, but you were assigned. You were assigned. So you see how people are really lost in their mind. Oh, 6 p.m. in Turkey? Oh shit. You see how lost people are in their mind? You see how the devil's inside of them and have them in an illusion? Because they're not on ground floor. If they were on ground floor, once again, you would have raised your children, and you would have known the devils and the details of as far as the indoctrination systems. The fact that you can't see the devils and the details, what does that make you? Why can't you see the devil in the details if you're not a demon? Because I can see the devil in the details because I ain't no demon. And I'm all about God. I see God in the details, and I see the devil in the details. And you must, because you're father, or soon to be, one day will be. So that means you must know good and evil. You must know how to protect. You must know how to lead. You must know how to feed. You must know how to, and that's part of your feminine energy, my brother. You must know how to feed yourself. How else are you going to teach her how to till to the soil and do what is that you want done if you're not doing these things yourself? How's that going to happen? You have to realize your first form of leadership is leading yourself. Oh, I ain't got no problem with Yusuf. I ain't got no problem with some ass beatings. I got beat a lot. Jamaican children get beat a lot. A lot of Jamaican children bad. You know? A lot of just children in general when they don't have that right type of discipline, when they weren't conditioned and programmed early, and they were programmed and conditioned early with entitlement ways. Yeah, some of them need to get their ass bust. But I got a lot of ass beatings. Why you think I'm that man now that think? Them ass beatings made me think about things before I did things. I'm glad I got them ass beatings. I know America has a different light with that stuff, but shit, I'm glad I got those ass beatings. Shit, I'm glad my father was with a white woman, no, excuse me, an Italian woman. That shit, she got her ass beat too. So for a black child that look white to get his ass beat, good, good. Put some discipline. I ain't saying he dealt. I ain't saying he experienced. I ain't saying he see the experience like how I see the experience from a positive perspective. But when you're a badass child, you deserve to get your ass beat. When you think you know everything and you act like you the man in the house and stuff like that, yeah, you deserve to get your ass beat. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Think before you do things. And that's why I said Italian, because there is white people that use that beating stuff against black communities, and now you can't even touch your kid and stuff like that. I get it. I fucking get it. But at the same time, bro, I think it's crazy that motherfuckers could tell you what you can and can't do with your own seed, your own nuts. I think that's a little intense. I think that's demonic. I think that's narcissistic. How the fuck does another man gonna tell another man what he should be doing with his household? That's a lot of I ain't minding my own business. I'm interfering with a whole bunch of other people's shit. Because when we talk about the Rockefeller families, the Rothschild family, y'all ain't telling them how in which they should be dealing with their family. So how the fuck they come and intervene in our own dynamics like that? Ain't nobody intervening in the wealthy people family dynamics. We don't see what the fuck is going on with that. He wouldn't give us money to go to school. Is when you say that, you talking about college? You talking about college school? Because your father might have done the best thing for y'all. What you said? What makes you think you need college? You can get a trade, and you definitely just need to adapt to the skill set of knowing about money, which you just need to know how to sell. If you know how to sell products and services and know how to invest in the right products or services or the right assets and whatnot, what you need school for? What you need school for? What you need school for when robots are about to take over? Oh, you talking about primary school? Oh, damn, you have to pay for primary school? Oh, shit. There's no public school? That's interesting. So wait, there's no public school for the people of Turkey? Like when you say primary school, like private primary school? Because I went to private primary school. I ain't never gone to a public primary school. As far as in Jamaica, in America, I clearly went to primary school. Is considered, for those of you guys that don't know primary school. Primary school is just another term of saying elementary school here in America. But yeah, you don't need college degree to make it in the world, fellas. You need to know how to sell. You need to know how to sell products and services, and you need to know how to invest. That is how the real world operates. If your skill set is knowing how to sell, like how Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen, then you can literally make money doing anything once you know how to sell. Especially if you're selling things in which people need. People always need food. Oh, so you did study at a university. Okay, okay. Because I thought you were saying well, you did say that your father didn't pay for school, but you still got to school. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm liking this poll, guys. After an hour, we have more men in here than trilateral, but we had a trilateral. I wouldn't be shocked if it's the gay man watching me. I'd be telling you about from my past. I wouldn't be shocked, man, because we got one person that said I like it toxic, or a couple people 90 10. So yeah, maybe one or two people that say they like it toxic. So we had some trilateral people in the room. We had some trilateral people in the room. So I hold the faith that you guys are inspired and in knowing who really deserves you, and it's not no toxic hotbox pocket. It's not no Satanist woman. It's not a woman that don't speak no life. It's not no woman that don't want to have babies. It's not no woman that is using the European intelligence to deal with you. It's not none of those women. You know what I'm saying? It's not them. No, 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 no. The women that y'all want has more discipline. Like, how I ain't saying she exactly like you now, because how disciplined we are as men, she has to sacrifice her femininity to be to that level, depending on what we're talking about. But you want feminine women. You want women that are not choosing to be like every other woman, like how most men are choosing to be like every other man, which is bitch made. It's crazy how long men going from leadership to followership is now, right? It's crazy, ain't it? Where men are following other men instead of leading like a man, and whoever wants to lead with you, they just lead with you. Every man should be standing out within their own masculinity. It shouldn't be no fitting in. It shouldn't be no people pleasing. No people pleasing. What are you doing trying to please men? What are you doing trying to please women? What's going on there, bro? You got to get out of this trilateral way of thinking. You're supposed to be pleasing God. Real men please God before you go please anybody. You please God. You don't please these trilaterals of the world. Don't worry about pleasing that. Never ever in your life worry about pleasing Satan. Never in your life worry about pleasing Satan. You can't please evil. You do know that, right? You do know evil's never happy. Evil's never satisfied. Evil's always greedy. There's never enough. They're never content. They're never, once again, they're never satisfied. See you later, Yusuf. I'll be getting off this live stream too. We are winding down this live stream. I appreciate you. Yusuf said you are a man, my friend. If they say man in America, you're the one who comes out. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love, my brother. That's much love right there. And that's how we want America to see us. We want America to see us as real men and real women of the world. And that yet we are going through inflation like everywhere else in the world, but we are the example. We are the example. And not everybody here in America is some third world mindset like the rest of the people of the country. And it's no shade on those people around the world, but we just know truly what our environment is, and how we really do have the freest market, the freest economic market in the world. Because a lot of people fail to realize, bro, you don't have to buy property in the ways in which you were taught, guys. You do know that, right? That's why a lot of people are struggling, because you're trying to do everything in the ways in which that other people have done it. And you're not trying to figure out a way in which that works for you and how you're doing it. Every individual economy is specific. It's specific. So if certain ways that work for others don't work for you, my brother or my sister, you figure out ways that will work for you. Use true intelligence, true creativity of the free mind, of the free world. Don't ever get bogged down and stuck that you have to actually do it that one way. Guys, in America, entrepreneurs have created so many ways for you to capitalize on what is it that you want. So many ways, bro. You don't have to own a home by the traditional model of credit this and all that. You can literally go to the people that own the properties themselves. You can go to those trust companies that have houses within those corporations, and those houses are just sitting there. Like, there's so many ways you can go about ownership of anything here in America. And I just want you to know that you don't have to do it the way in which that everybody else does it. And you have to realize the ways in which that everybody's taught, right? Those are normally the ways that doesn't work the best for most people. Those are the ways that don't normally work best for most people. Those are the ways that work the best for the banks and the government. Have you not realized that? Like, you going to indoctrination government schools does not benefit the people. It benefits the government. And then it benefits the government. 30-year mortgage, that fixed rate mortgage that you will put yourself on, and in spending 30 years to pay off that mortgage, that benefits who? The banks, not the people. And then this is where the people came, the smarter white man, black man, I think it was a white man that came up with velocity banking. But the white man figured out another way to be able to pay off a mortgage within 7 to 10 years. That's the we the people shit. So you have to understand and understand that the ways that most people are stimulated to go about life, that form of stimulation is actually strife. It's strife. It benefits the government and the banks more than it does the people. But to each his own. I'm just simply here trying to help yourself and your own mind, and actually have an adult mind. Because if you did not develop your own mind, you're not an adult. You have the mind of a child. You have the mind in which somebody else and put it into your brain, like a computer. They programmed you. You're not the programmer. If you're not the one educating yourself, my brothers, you're not the programmer. You have been programmed. If you're not uploading it to your mind what you want to be putting in your mind, then you have been programmed. You're not the programmer. And I appreciate you, Paul Revere, because we are about to exit the stream right? So appreciate you, Paul Revere, for dropping that lofty. Guys, if you want to be a part of fractionized, tokenized real estate with us, instant liquidity into real estate properties, it is the Nasdaq of real estate. If you guys want to, you know, if y'all want, we're cash flow motivators, we're elite asset allocators. So definitely check out that opportunity when you have time. All right, check it out. Check it out. That's all. That's all I care is you caring about yourself and paying yourself and building your own operations away from the centralized system. Because if you're not away from the centralized system, whatever TV wants to bring to us next, that is of which is centralized, you will experience that, right? And you know the trend is normal. You know that the trend right now is more calamity. The centralized system is destroying itself. And so everybody that's a part of that centralized system, you will be part of the effects that takes place with it. All because you chose not to decentralize. You chose not to build your own operations. So since you're in somebody else's operations, and the people who operate this form of this operation right now, they want to change it. So whenever they do change it, and because they have control of the banks, they have control of the government, and so whatever they want to do to their centralized system, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And you're gonna have to deal with it in a disgusting way, meaning you didn't avoid the situation. You chose not to heed the financial storm warnings. You chose not to acknowledge, right? If you don't wanna hold faith to digital wallets right now, the 3D form, the baby boomer great generation, silent generation form of being away from excuse me, yeah, the 3D form of decentralizing is gold and silver. If you don't believe in Bitcoin. I just want you to understand, because I am an investor and you guys are all investors of America. I just want you to understand that you're not gonna make a lot of profits off of silver and gold unless you have millions of dollars of it, or hundreds of thousands of dollars of it. But you're not going to make a significant amount of profit like those who have Bitcoin bags or other utility crypto bags. Because we're not going back to gold and silver. I'm not sure why people continue to keep conceiving these thoughts of the 20th century or the 19th century. Still, yes, always hoard gold and silver and use it as you need to use it as an investor. But we're not going, the banks will never want to go back to gold and silver. What the fuck control do you think the banks have by going to gold and silver? In a decentralized system? No, they want a centralized system. They want a system in which they have full control over. And what has been giving them full control is fiat. And now they upgraded that fiat over these many years to the digital fiat, worth billions of dollars right now as we speak, time of recording. And that dollar is going to give them more control. So that's what the banks has been doing here in America. And so all of what the white man fought for before, a lot of that shit is in vain. A lot of it is in vain because 1973 fighting off the English, the British and stuff like that. Now the British still run America basically through these central banks. You know what I'm saying? So while people were basking in the ambiance of what people of the first world did to this country, the British was claiming more of this land as they originally planned. It's very interesting. But anyway, guys, I am at 6%. I don't want to get cut off from y'all. I talked to y'all air off enough. I know you understand and understand that you need a submissive woman, and that I attract men that are actually men, and I don't attract so much trilateral. I'm ending that poll. Thank y'all for tuning into my latest song, We Free, because we are free, right? And you gotta allow people to be free. And when people want to move on with their lives and do crazy shit or move on with their lives and no longer keep you in mind and mindfulness of you, just let it rock. Let it rock. Allow it to be. If people don't want to be in your life, what are you crying about? What are you upset about? You're free. And that's why y'all men must honor your freedom. So you know how dope and amazing it is to be free and having a peace of mind. This way you get a lot of wealth. All right? I love y'all. We got more things to talk about later on in the afternoon, and I'll see you guys on the next Legacy Generational Wealth message. One love, my brothers.